Yep. When you're working with God, and pardon the little slight mess behind the scenes here, but when we're working with God, everything works out for everyone. Like everyone is uplifted, everyone is enriched and inspired, and it works out for everyone, you know? And so that's what this video is about. I was just thinking about there's a lot going on right now in my life. It's just like a lot of movement, a lot of change, a lot of shifting. And by the way, this video will probably be trashed because I'm driving through various signal regions. Uh, who knows? It'll probably be great. Who knows? But I recognize if there's any, for me, I'm so doggedly determined to have a life that works, right? I don't believe that you need to cause someone to struggle and suffer so that someone else can have ease and peace and pleasure and flow. That doesn't work for me. And I feel very uncomfortable when that happens. Now, I do understand that people make their own choices, and you can plead with someone and say, hey, look, this is an easier route. It's going to work for both of us. You can explain it to the cows come home, but you cannot understand it for them. Sometimes they're just too dull or too blind or too stubborn to understand the mutual reciprocity that can take place uh, and the mutual benefit from a superior approach. And in those cases, you say, look, I've done my part. And then you just benefit, and they fail, they lose, and that's mostly how the world works. But in relationships where we have friendships or families and things like that, and you say, well, I'm going to step away for a minute and take care of myself so I can coming back to this relationship. If the other people, the other person's family, friends, whatever, are clinging on to you and saying, oh, I can't let you go. I need to, um, I need to maintain this level of intimacy or this level of communication, or this level of connection. And you're like, no, I really need, I need space. It may take a year. It may take 10 years. You may leave this world in the process, right? But I need that space. And I'm finding that with myself. I open myself up to, um, some interactions, some connections yesterday, and I felt my spirit completely obliterated, like completely drained. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, these are not things that serve me. And so with God, all things work out for the higher good. And so if you have a friend, a family member, or somebody like that in your life, and they are struggling, or you can sense that there is a taxation on them to either maintain the relationship or help out or do something or whatever, consider that perhaps God has a better path where both parties are mutually benefited. And in some cases, like in the case of Elijah and the woman who gave him her last bit of oil, sometimes people do have to step out there and take some risk, or do something that's a little less pleasant or something that's a little harder. But I tend to go for what's an enthusiastic yes. If I'm sensing additional anxiety and they're like, oh, no, and they love the anxiety and it works for them, um, I, with my love and all that, say love, we'll call it, I'm not going to call it love, because love is a terrible word. It's one of the worst four-letter words in the world because it's so misused. But my tolerance, my determination to have a relationship that is easy, in flow, aligned, connected, I will say, you know what? I can see that you love the anxiety that this favor for me is creating. I see that that works for you. It does not work for me. And so until this feels like flow, alignment, ease, it's not happening. And the same is true for other people. Like, there are people who call me and check in with me and stuff like that. And they're like, hey, I want to check in with you. And I immediately feel my spirit get just drained. Like I was at 100%. Now after talking to them, I'm at negative 12. I'm like, whoa, okay. Well, I said 5 minutes. We talked for 5 minutes and it was a hello. and my spirit is drained. I don't need to interact with that person again until I'm at a place where interacting with them doesn't take from me. And there are people in your life sometimes who will expect you to be drained by their interaction because that's the nature of that relationship. They don't know any better. They never will. You can explain it to them until you're blue in the face, but you cannot understand it for them. And you just got to let them suffer with whatever. And so it's kind of a challenging thing sometimes when you start to take care of yourself and start to do better for yourself. Say, look, Lord, I am only going to receive the best from you. And if it's anything less, I'm not taking it. And I know you can give me better, and I know you can do better. And sometimes God does give us shit. Okay? Sometimes God gives us trash and says, well, this is what you're receiving. This is all I'm going to give. I'm going to give you what you're receiving. Because God intends for us to grow up, mature, and get better and receive more and open up the portals, right? Take more in, take more good in. And that can be painful. These are some of these are relationships that are decades in the making, and sometimes you got to say, this is not working for me. Bye. I love you, but this is not serving me. When we interact, it drains my soul. I don't know why, and it doesn't matter why. It does. And I have to make a difficult decision. So I'm speaking generally. There's lots of relationships in my life. A lot of relationships in my life are being rewritten and done all over. Oh, hello, Miss College student. All right. Yeah, she's running. Run, girl. So, keep those things in mind. God makes it so that everyone is benefited in the interaction. Like if you're dating some person and the relationship is not serving you anymore, but you love them and they love you, like they actually have a compassion, a genuine desire for your best, and you've got to go, you got to go. You got to break that off. And I know, if you're apex or something like that, you're empathic and you love people, you don't want to cause more pain and suffering. But sometimes you'll carry that relationship and carry that load and carry that connection, and it's destroying you. They're fine. They're not, they're benefiting from it, but it's tearing you down little by little. And so, that's just a little word for the day. So just, keep those things in mind. And just take care of yourself. With God, all things are possible. All relationships come from a place of alignment, ease, and flow. If you have to work at the relationship, it's a satanic relationship by nature. All relationships require work. No, they don't. They require showing up. They require engagement. They require interaction, but they do not require work. And when I say the word work, I'm talking about struggle. I'm talking about suffering. I'm talking about effort. Yes, you're going to show up in relationships. Yes, you're going to grow. I mean, the acorn becomes an oak tree someday. It doesn't stay an acorn forever. So we all grow, we all refine, we all get better. But with God, things are beautiful. Things do flow. So thanks for the love, Jeremy. Hello, hello. Whoever was dropping those love in there, I thank you and appreciate you. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for being here. And thanks for supporting the channel by just showing up, by dropping comments in the comment section, whether they agree or don't agree, engaging. I love it. Thank you for buying books, and all of that stuff. It helps to keep this thing afloat. Anyway, check out the channel, subscribe, find all the stuff that serves you, and stay Apex.